Morning guys, this is Dave here in beautiful Melbourne, Florida. The series that we're doing is Next with Dave. So the next thing we're going to do is cook a little breakfast for the family. We got my son and his girlfriend over from California, and this will be the last breakfast meal we get. So what we're going to cook is some bacon, some sausages, some chicken sausages for the girls. We're going to cook some hash browns, and we're going to do some omelets. So let's get started. We got our Blackstone Griddle, pretty well seasoned. One of the first things that we want to do is remember the safety in lighting the grill is very important. And so for that, the first thing I do, obviously, is to turn the tank on. Now on the Blackstone Griddle, you've got an electric start. It's battery operated, just like any grill. One tip that I use for safety is always be pushing the button before you turn on the first burner. So let's do that. All right, so I can hear it clicking. And I hear the flame start. I'm just going to double check. Make sure I've got flame. Now on this one, what I end up doing is I don't leave it all the way up. It has a tendency to flutter. So I'll turn it down about halfway. Let that burner itself get a little warm, and then all the little holes will have flame coming out of them. It only takes a second. And then I'll gradually turn it back up to high, because I want to get this griddle ready. Now the next thing I do is they tell you that you can just turn the next burner on and it'll self-light. I've got the light coat of oil on here from last night's cooking. We got to get the grill a little bit clean. Griddle, a little bit clean. That oil's been on there all night. That oil's been on there all night, and I don't want to cook in that oil. It's been out here all night long, and I just don't think it's that sanitary. So what we do, you always want to have a large bottle of fresh water, clean water, spray it on there. Once it gets hot enough to steam, this removes all of that light coating of oil that we keep the griddle in storage with, so that we don't get surface rust. Once that's done, we do the same thing with a light coating of fresh oil. Not that we're necessarily going to cook in it, but it helps make it more non-stick. Now this griddle's seasoned enough to where it's pretty much non-stick all by itself, but it doesn't hurt to have a very thin coating. So we're going to go back and put our ramekin right there, let that butter start melting, and then we're going to start putting our bacon down. Now for bacon, as you guys know, you've all cooked bacon before. I'm not showing you anything that you haven't done, just the way I do it. So I like to let my bacon kind of get a little soft. Fresh out of the refrigerator, I find that it's a little harder to put the bacon down. Again, I turn the burners down. Bacon, to me, cooks best when it cooks slow. The other thing it does when you let it get warm or room temperature, not all the way to room temperature, but get warmer before you put it down, is the ends have a tendency not to curl up quite so bad. One thing I've heard other guys say is, buddy, you better like paper towels. You better have a Sam's Club membership, because when you're using the griddle, you're going to use a lot of paper towels. Okay, that's melting nicely. For spatulas, in addition to your normal spatulas, I bought these putty knives, and they're stainless steel. I bought the higher quality, but they're thin, and they were great for moving stuff around on a griddle. They really do. Also, I even went and got a drywall spreader, mud spreader, and it is great for moving a lot of grease at one time. It's also great for if you have like something large like an omelet that you want to flip. It gives you a large surface to flip. So does this, but there's times when this really works good. So it's a good investment to make. You know how it is. Tools make the man. So we need to turn this up. She stopped sizzling on me. See, this is a case where this nice wide blade gets in there to act as a spatula, whereas if I was doing this, I'd be in there like that, or I'd be trying to get like that. A nice wide blade on this makes it real easy to just kind of get this bacon. See how that takes that little bit of stick in? I'm pushing down pretty hard just to get that loose. And then after I get that first bit loose, we'll go back and we'll start flipping. To me, the secret to good bacon is a lot of flipping. So we're going to start flipping, and as we flip, we can kind of move them together a little bit. Starting to see evidence of hot spots. See how this is cooked less than this. I know that I've got some hot spots on this griddle, so sometimes you got to rotate stuff around. Every griddle is going to have its own hot spots. You'll learn yours. It's just nothing like the smell of bacon cooking outside, is there? Kind of reminds you of being at camp, doesn't it? All right, so what we've done here is we've created a little space for some sausages. Now these are chicken sausages with breakfast seasoning in them, but they're just not going to have the fat content to keep from sticking too much. So we'll give them a little coat of butter here. Might even help the flavor, being as they're chicken sausages. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you that my way is the best way. It's just the way I like to do it. There are other methods. I'm sure you guys have been cooking for yourselves for a long time, and hopefully you'll take what I show you and adapt it to your own griddle and your own liking. Now, one thing that I found that is very useful is these. Got them at Walmart. They're 88 cents a piece at this time, and just I've got like a half a dozen of them, and they're great for putting your cooked food on. I think you can tell by now that we like our bacon pretty crispy, but not burnt. Ready to come on. Now, you've heard it said before, I sure wish we had smell-o-vision here for you guys, because we got a light breeze coming off the lake, we got bacon cooking, got my best buddy in the whole world sitting here next to me watching me do this. Life is good today. Gotta love a little Zach Brown, right? Yeah, we'll give that puppy just another minute here. Oh yeah, those are actually browning up pretty good. Hello, grease. Don't ruin my day. Got some sausages that are all nicely browned up. Guys, I tried the do-it-yourself hash browns like 15 times. Grate the potatoes, wash potatoes, get the starch out of them, squeeze all the water out of them, nuke them first, cook them all the way, don't cook them all the way. I couldn't do it. Your best friend, frozen hash browns. They taste great. It's your griddle, your technique. Now these were frozen when I poured them on here, or fresh out of the freezer. What I want to do is have a thick enough layer that they're going to be a little soft in the middle but crispy on the outside. And having said that, the best thing you can do is leave them alone. Let them cook. Let them crisp up. Again, you see how this big wide spatula has a separate use than this one. I could do it, but it's a little more difficult coming with my hand closer to the griddle. A little more difficult coming from the side, whereas this one really does the same thing, but allows me to stay away from all that heat. All right, we're gonna let them cook a while. Don't be afraid to change your temperatures, adjust your temperature as you go. Again, this is my hot spot right here. Probably I'll see this cook a little hotter over here than I will over here, and here than I will here, but I can adjust that. I got a little spot. One thing you're going to find out about these Blackstone griddles, if you do get the surround like I've got, they get hot where the heat comes from underneath the griddle and comes up between the surround and this baffle plate they've got. It gets real hot right there. For example, this side of this bowl is going to get hot just sitting right there. But it's a great place to warm up your coffee. Yeah, starting to see that steam come out of them now. Hearing a little bit of crackle. It'd be kind of cool if you could get one of these that was even wider and a little deeper, where you could go like halfway, flip over. This would be great for flipping over omelets and stuff. How about that? We'll just put a little butter on that side. And we'll give them one last flip with some butter. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for the omelets. I was looking for egg rings of the size I wanted for an omelet, and they were either too big or they were, most of them were too small. Like 6-inch was the biggest one, maybe 8-inch was the biggest one I could find. So what I did was I went down to Lowe's and I got some 1/2-inch aluminum, and I bent it around. I drilled a hole right here and right here. Got some number 6 machine screws and nuts. I made my own ring. They make a great omelet ring. You still got to pour it slow. Some of the egg will still come out from underneath of it, but they make a great omelet ring for the size of omelet that I like to do. It's entirely likely that some of you are sitting at home going, "You idiot, that's not how you make hash browns," and you have your way of doing it. Again, I'm just showing you the way I do it. All right, guys, it's been probably a good 10 minutes or so since we put these on. We did one flip. Now I'm going to do another flip on them and just show you the technique. Again, it's where this spatula really comes in handy. You just go like this, especially when they're soft. Go like that, and that way you're not trying to flip them over, and when they land they don't have as much velocity, to where you just go like this, okay? And they're really hitting this, and you just kind of lay them over. Like that. There. A little easier, I think, you know. Quite possibly someone with a little better technique than me doesn't need these extra tools, but again, this is one way to do it. Okay, so for the omelets, I've got some onions, some mushrooms, and some cheese. Very finely diced because they've got to cook in the omelet while it's finishing cooking. Now I've also got my omelet rings, and the way I like to do these is lay them down and take some spray olive oil, and it works really good. So I'll spray that, but really I'm looking for is to spray the inside of the omelet ring. So I'm going to check my temperature, 350. 320, about 225, 230 over there. 350 is probably just right. The key to success here is temperature and speed. See how this ring is stopping that? Now what I want to do is put a little bit of onion in there. A bit of mushroom. A little bit of cheese. If you get too carried away, two things happen. All you taste is onion and cheese. See how that did? Now what I'll do is flip, 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 and flip. And there's omelet number one. So that 350 temperature turned out to be just right, because you want this cooking a little bit while it's going out. A little bit of onion. Now I'll make two like this, and I'll make two plain ones, just cheese ones, because I know some people don't like onions and mushrooms, but they just like cheese. And some people don't even like the cheese, they just want a plain one. Don't want to get too carried away. Yeah. We do have fire trucks in the background. So you see how well that ring works? Flip that over. That a flip, that a flip, that a flip. That cook a minute. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and you'll get to see what's next with Dave. Thanks.